Happy Juneteenth. What is that? You are listening to the Urban Sports Scene. I'm
Change the
Mole.
name back.
I'm Mole. I'm joined by my co-host Ray Jeezy. What's up,
Change the
Ray?
name. Change
What's
the
up
name
with
back.
you, bro? What are you doing, dog?
Behold the burgundy and gold.
Hey, yo,
Change,
behold, though, you ain't slick, player. I know what you did there. I know
change the
exactly
name.
what you did
Bring
there.
back the name. Hashtag it. Bring back the
Why
name.
are
So
you?
it's a
Hey,
raise.
did something?
So it's
Did
a
something
raise
change?
hell.
Did
Huh?
something change? Why are you saying bring it back? Sound like
I
Ti,
bet.
bring it back, bring it back.
I've been talking about bringing back the old
I know
name.
you have, but like you showcasing it now. I'm like, did something happen? Did I
Nah,
miss
it's
something?
an old blanket that turned up in my
Oh,
crib, man.
okay.
So I thought I'd bring it out for the show. Represent.
Hey, that's hilarious, dog. And
I
oh
don't.
man, and you wearing it like okay.
Nah, I'm gonna take it off soon. I don't want to come across as a fan.
I know what to say.
I don't
I'm
want
about
to
to
be.
say.
I don't want to be mistaken for a Commanders fan at all.
I know you will.
So I'll give a little. I do got love for the name, though. I don't hate the Commanders or the Washington franchise. To be real, like Dallas fans, Eagles fans, Giants fans, that's a real hatred right there. It's a rivalry, but
yeah. I'm about to say, man, what's going on, Eric? What's good, bro? You know what I'm saying? Y'all, so you know what I'm saying? Okay, all right. Title topic. Y'all on the same wavelength. Title topic.
hey,
All right, yeah,
Eric,
you know,
what's
Tom.
good, brother?
You
No
already know.
doubt.
You know. Hey, before also check our website out, which is www.urbansportscene.com. Also, check us out on Empire Media, which is empiremedia.com. Yeah, man. Happy Juneteenth, right? Happy Juneteenth.
Hey, back at you, brother. Eric, appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you always tuning in, showing love
man,
for contributing to and knowing your stuff. That's always a blessing. Steve Fox was good, my dude.
What is good, Steve? Bro?
I guarantee though, we do polls on everything else. I guarantee the majority of people would love to see that Skins name come back.
Oh, hands down, bro. Now the majority would.
The hashtag raise hell isn't bad. I know you like it.
So I like the hashtag. I think it's a good play on words.
It's not HTTR though, right?
Nah, nothing's that. but it's still dope. But I think we'll have raise hell for the Redskins name too. Like I just like the name.
It's not out the realm of possibility. I know my girl Donna shut me down. I was like, it's not coming back. Shut up.
Yeah, she didn't shut you down. Donna shut you down. She shut you down that one. That was wrong. But yeah, man. How'd you spend your day? You just been chilling?
Brother, watching Netflix shows. I watched a show called Is It Cake? You know, where people make food that looks like, or cake that looks like.
I heard about that. And my coworkers told me to watch that show. They snuck that raise.
Yeah, so today it was an episode. It's old though. I mean, the show been on Netflix, but today's episode that I saw, they made some wings and pizza look like cake that looked like wings and pizza. It would have been dope to see your reaction because you eat wings, and in our mind, it looked just like wings. It was pizza. Anyway, they snuck that raised hell on, as Eric said.
I know. I saw it.
They did kind of slide that in there. They think they slick, bro.
They did. They slick.
Raised hell isn't as lame as Commanders, but
Take command.
Thank you, George. I appreciate you, bro. You already know. Take command was really bad. I ain't gonna lie.
You said it's lame. Raise hell is not lame, dog. Was it Commanders lame? Oh,
I'm not feeling Commanders. I'm not feeling any of this. I said you like raise hell.
I do. It ain't lame. That thing like raise hell is like that, dog. It's a good play on words, dog.
Okay. If you have like a dominant defense, then yeah, I mean, of course it's gonna work. Like capital punishment, maybe that wasn't the greatest thing, but because the defense was so real back then,
it was dope.
Led by Wilbur Marshall, everybody loved it.
Yeah, Charles Mann, Wilbur Marshall. It was on one. It was on one.
Bring the name back.
Dog, we all know they should bring the name back. That's not even.
They need to do what Taliaonsis is doing, just easing it back in over time. You know, you got the Wizards logo looking like the Bullets logo.
We're not doing anything Taliaonsis is doing. Folks already peep game that he ain't a good owner. Folks already peep game.
He got 2 chips in the last.
That don't mean I'm not. But he's trying to move. He ain't a good owner.
They're not moving no more. So hey, there it is.
Yeah, because of fan reaction. He's not the best owner in the world.
Yeah, Taliaonsis. I don't know if he cares about the Wizards winning. You're right about that one.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I like take command, but raise hell ties now to then. Yeah, I agree. I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're talking about. All right. Well, before we keep talking about race. Well, let's stop talking about race hell and talk about the particulars. Hey, subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our Urban Sports Scene YouTube channel. Also, hit that red subscribe button and like this video.
Also, hit us up on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Just search at Urban Sports Scene. Same thing on Instagram at Urban Sports Scene. Check us out on Facebook at Urban Sports Scene. Our Facebook page is dope. Check us out at Urban Sports Scene, Sports Bloggers, Sports Podcasters, and Sports Debates. If you're on Facebook, like I said, I'm not there, but you should be if you're supporting the Urban Sports Scene. And thank you for tuning into our post-fight show on last Saturday night. That was dope. Including some of you folks out there on Facebook, man. We appreciate you. Real talk.
Definitely, man. Real talk. It was fun. Definitely was fun. All right, man. Let's get into tradition. The pregame. This is what we have on tap. All right, man. We'll debate whether the Washington Commanders should trade for San Francisco 49er wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk. Then finally, at 8:40-ish, we'll talk about the Boston Celtics defeating the Dallas Mavericks to become the NBA champions. All right. So on TikTok, San Francisco wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk posted a FaceTime conversation with Washington Commanders rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels, telling the Daniels that the Niners don't want him back. This has ignited Commanders Nation about the possibility of trading for Brandon Aiyuk. Do you think there is a real opportunity for the Commanders to trade for Brandon Aiyuk?
Woo! This is the hottest topic, like you just said, amongst Commander Nation. I hate that name. Again, I'm just gonna say that one more time. But so in all realness, I don't know if it's a real possibility from this perspective. Here's why. You got Justin Jefferson, 4 years, $140 million extension, $110 million guaranteed. You got A.J. Brown, 3-year extension, $96 million, $84 in guaranteed money. Jalen Waddle, 3-year extension, $84.75 million extension, and then $76 million guaranteed. According to Paul on Twitter, shout out to him. I know he's not in the building yet, but if that's the type of money you're going to spend on the receiver, receivers are coming expensive these days. You got CeeDee Lamb saying he's not going to re-sign or he's not going to show up until he gets at least an extension that features $100 million guaranteed. And Brandon Aiyuk is top 5, top 10 amongst many fans. I think Paul said top 10. I don't know if that's worth the price, my friend.
Yeah, I know he's top 10 for real. Let me see. Eric said, once I saw the Aiyuk Daniels clip, decided to actually look at some highlights. Is he worth a serious trade? I don't know. Like, I just feel like sometimes when we look at, the Shanahan system, and then we look at that particular player, it's hard to say, would he do that in another system, right? Because it's when you look at Kyle Shanahan, I'm referring to, some players don't play the same outside the system, right? So I'm interested to see, like, would Aiyuk be worth that amount of money with Washington? It's hard to say. I don't think you trade. Like, all right, so this is my thing. I think we've been trying to get away from this whole Washington Commanders narrative. We've been trying to go away from trading for the big names or trading draft picks away or players or things of that sort. Like Ray, you always said, like, sustain success, right? How do you sustain success? It's like you build on your draft picks, you hit on your draft picks. Now, if you trade for Brandon Aiyuk and you believe that he's that type of wide receiver, you're gonna have to give up draft capital. And this team is in a rebuild phase. Do you really want to go through that route of trading your draft capital and giving this dude a mega deal, $1 million deal to come to DC, knowing what that could do for the cap? You know what I'm saying? Knowing you got, Jaden Daniels down the road, you know what I'm saying? And to your point, are you going to trade him like a Justin Jefferson? Or trade him. Pay him like a Justin Jefferson, or pay him like some of the dudes you mentioned. Is he a Stephon Diggs type of wide receiver? You know what I mean? We don't know. So that's my thing. Like, you trade for draft capital and you're paying him a lot of money. I don't know if this regime's willing to do all that.
Thank you guys again. Eric George, is Brandon Aiyuk better than Jalen Waddle? Is Jalen Waddle top 10? Now, if you ask Commanders fans, would you trade for Jalen Waddle? I guarantee a lot of people say yes. People wanted him to get drafted by the Commanders anyway. But
again, what are you trading for, though?
There's some hesitancy, right?
What
you giving up?
Yeah.
There's some hesitancy about Brandon Aiyuk because there is the unknown. Like Wole is saying, how's he going to look outside of San Fran under Shanahan? I'm just saying that with the cost of what a receiver, Paul's in the building, with the cost of receivers today, and again, CeeDee Lamb he's going to get paid as well. Mm-hmm. I'm leaning more Wole and saying you build through the draft, you get a gem in the draft. You're not going to pay that person as much. You're going to have that receiver on a rookie deal, and you're going to get the best out of them because they're going to want to get paid, just like Brandon Aiyuk trying to get paid. And that's how you build sustained success because you don't lose anything when you just build your team up through the draft. So that's where I'm at. George said it's worth the risk, though.
Yeah, Paul said, oh yeah, I see. George likes it. Okay. Let's see. My man Eric said 6B is a lot of money. Yeah, it's a lot of money. Josh needs to fill seats to win. Yeah, just have to win. That's true.
He paid a lot of his franchise.
Yeah. Facts. Let's see. What did George also? But Adam Peters has seen him up close for how long? And you would think Peters would have gone for Aiyuk by now if he was going to sign him long term. You know what? So George was an excellent point. If he doesn't trade for Brandon Aiyuk, then because he knows Brandon Aiyuk better than everybody here, if he's not willing to make that trade, then that tells you something. Because he's had Brandon Aiyuk. So I think if Adam Peters felt that Brandon Aiyuk was a game changer, he would make that trade easily. He saw him in San Francisco up close. So I think if he believes that Brandon Aiyuk is that guy, like Paul believes, like I think Paul said, Paul's like get him. If he believes he's that guy, then he'll make the trade. And then we would all have to believe in Brandon Aiyuk, believe in what Adam Peters he's going to do because we put all our faith in Adam Peters because we believe he's that top ranking executive.
So Paul, compare him to Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle again, $76 million guaranteed. All of the guys I mentioned, AJ Brown, Justin Jefferson, again, Jalen Waddle, they're making $30 million plus, excess $30 million a year. So do you think he needs to get paid like that? Is he ahead of Jalen Waddle? Is he just behind him? How much would you be willing to give him? You said pay him big money, but I mean, how much would that cost? For some of you, I know I watched on X, it is a no-brainer, but I feel like that's the minority right now because you're trying to build a complete team. And some people are still worried about the offensive line from what I see. They rather the investment go there at this point versus investing so much in a receiver. You got to protect your quarterback who can get the ball downfield.
Of course. No, hold on. I got DJ has something. They already paying a wide receiver. Definitely don't think that's the right move. George is correct. Peters would have pulled the trigger by now.
O-line first. There's Eric. Yeah. Yep. You said $29.5 million. So he's right below that top tier. Right below the Jalen Waddles of the world, because Jalen
Waddles 29.5.
He's climbing.
So we're gonna talk about this.
Trade,
he said trade. All right, hey, my man Paul is like he would trade Terry for Brandon Aiyuk. So folks out there, y'all agree with my man Paul?
Ooh, that's a hot one because Terry is like the last hope around here. He's the guy that stay consistent. He's like the Darryl Green type of Washington player. You know, the community loves him. He's the face of the franchise.
Great player, community guy. It's a lot more
Eastern
than football.
Motors.
He's a lot more than football. Terry's a lot more than football. He's a lot more than football. He's
part of the fabric.
Yeah.
So Paul is saying, forget this. I'm all about winning. I don't care about the community. Let's get this squad to where we want to watch on Sundays, to where we want to go back to the games, to where we want to tailgate, no matter where they're playing at. You want that tradition to come back. And if you're going to do that, you got to rebuild the fan base. You got to get the community back. Right. And Terry unfortunately has been part of such a challenging culture. I'll say I'm not gonna say a losing one, but he's had some difficult years. Even though he's performed and he stayed consistent, he stayed faithful. But still, people want to see a running product. Terry's not putting people in the stands.
I don't think Brandon Aiyuk is either though. Keep the buck.
Woo!
Keep the buck. Like we're talking about putting people like a type of receiver that puts people in stands. He's not.
That's more the Randy Moss type.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm talking about?
Traded for
exactly.
Him.
That's
even when the Raiders traded for him,
there's levels to put. There's levels to a receiver putting the people in the stands. As quiet as it's kept. McLaurin has lost a half step. Hope we can win some while he's here. What he said? Yeah, what he said. What I said. Yeah. Like the only bad. Like in today's football, the only bad like there's a certain like Tyreek Hill putting folks in seats because every play is exciting. Justin Jefferson putting folks in seats. Really, Jamar Chase putting folks in seats. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool, bro. It's cool, Eric. I ain't sweating that. Hey, George, how much was Terry's value hurt by last season? A year ago, I would have said Terry easily would get us multiple high draft choices, but now, so you saying Terry's not even trade material? That's what y'all saying now. Interesting.
I wonder how the new regime looks at Terry. Again, this comes down to what is the identity of the office going to look like.
I know Ocho Cinco loves him.
You said Kingsbury. Yeah, he does. You said Kingsbury. He's a pass-happy offensive coordinator. So would he rather have a Brandon Aiyuk than a Terry McLaurin? Well, Terry McLaurin is versatile, but Brandon Aiyuk, I know he can stretch
the only thing, like, this is the thing. Like, for San Francisco, and this is my opinion, whatever. Folks can go whatever with it. But, like, I think Brandon Aiyuk is good. Like, I think that they use Brandon Aiyuk like Washington used Pierre Garçon. You know what I'm saying? Which with both were talented receivers. But I don't look at, like, when I'm looking at San Francisco, the playmaker in San Francisco is Debo. Like, that's the one I feel like is different. If he stays healthy, he's different. There's no matchup that Debo can't have the advantage of because you use him so many different ways. You use him as a receiver, you use him as a running back, you use him as a slot receiver. He's everywhere. Debo, to me, is the most mismatched player in terms of, quote unquote, if you look at who's labeled a wide receiver, Debo is the most mismatched player they have. So, to me, arguably, even on his best team, when teams scheme out who to stop, they're scheming out between those two players. They're scheming out to stop Debo over Aiyuk. So I feel like Aiyuk is good. I think he is good. Like, he is a very good receiver. I would also be scared. I would also be for folks who are like all on the Aiyuk bandwagon over Terry. And this is the whole different discussion. But like, could you see what would you think Terry would do under Kyle Shanahan? What do you think the numbers he would put with Kyle?
Shout out to Uncle Ronnie at So Effing Awesome on X. He said a second and a fourth. If they want Diami, take him. If I can do a John Allen straight swap, I'll do that too. People want Aiyuk.
I know they do a trade. Here go Taj. The homie Taj said, I think Terry's an elite number 2, but and a number 1 on a bad team. I don't know. I don't know if Aiyuk. Oh yeah, you did butcher his name. Is that much better? Like I said, that's my thing. I don't know if Aiyuk is that much better than Terry. To be real with you, I don't think he's that much better than Terry. My. I don't think he's that much better than Terry.
So with what Paul's saying, $29.5 million per year.
Brandon is definitely
that's top 10 money
benefiting from Debo.
So
agreed.
Is Terry commanding more than Brandon Aiyuk money wise? And value. Yeah.
I think put it this way, and this is a good point Dujane said, is that Brandon Aiyuk is benefiting from Debo. Terry doesn't benefit from nobody. So that's your answer. Like, he doesn't benefit from nobody. And you can make the argument that also Aiyuk benefits from having McCaffrey.
JB Rod said the only reason the John Allen one could be interesting is because he has no more guaranteed money, and they drafted Newton, but I still don't think they make that move. John Allen, is he somebody that you could even consider trading because a team like San Francisco, is that what they're looking for in return? I don't know if that they need.
I don't know if they're looking for. That's a good question. I don't know if they're looking for another. But they always look to build their defense. You know what I mean? So they like their defensive line. It's another guy.
I love what everybody's saying though, because if you're not sure he's better than Terry, then why make the deal for Terry? You could bring him alongside Terry because somebody mentioned that too. They could be a great duo. But again,
I just believe,
like you said, well, what you giving up?
Yeah, so if like a Diami Brown, obviously, but I don't know if they're taking a Diami Brown with draft picks. But you gotta give Diami Brown and draft picks. You're not getting Diami straight up. It's got to be Diami 2nd and 4 or 2nd and 3rd. So 2nd and 4th. But again, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Do you want to be that team again where you give up draft picks? Or do you want to hold your draft picks? Do you want to value your draft picks? Because if you look at the Adam Peters model or the San Francisco model, they built their team in the draft.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Paul said he's better than Terry.
Yeah. But Paul is like stubborn. Even if that's a belief, he won't change. And even if it comes out that Terry still puts up is better down the road, Paul will still be stubborn. That's my guy though. I think Paul could be African. He reminds me of myself. I'm stubborn.
Why are receivers costing so much? Is it because somebody set the market that way? Did the AJ Brown
now? Yeah, because now all they do is throw the football.
Is it the Kirk Cousins effect because he's been getting paid? He's saying that's trickled down to other positions. Running back is still not quite there yet, but receiver is like extremely valuable. But it's what we talked about before and wanting to draft Marvin Harrison Jr., which we wouldn't be having this conversation if they drafted him. But anyway, think about this. All of these guys we're mentioning, top receivers, and they were franchise-changing guys. That's why it's such a big deal. That's why receiver is so valuable. Plus, like you said, it's a passing league now.
It's a passing league. That's why. Truth be told, everybody's throwing the ball like 100 times.
That's a lot of money, though, man.
They all. I mean, it's the truth. Justin Jefferson. Like, think about it. Like, the receivers are now the new running backs.
Giving up draft picks ain't it?
Huh?
Dujane said, giving up draft picks ain't it.
Giving up draft picks ain't it.
Who builds through the draft has longevity, and that's what Wole's been saying, pretty much.
Yeah. Do you want to?
Thank you, Dujane.
And here you go, Taj. But can you afford to pay two guys at that price, and neither one is a true elite number one? That's the thing, especially if the receivers are plentiful in the draft lately. You know, which is true. The draft has been really good for receivers of late. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a lot of good receivers coming out in draft nowadays. Wide receiver is costing too much relative to how many good ones show up in the draft. I think we might start to see wide receivers get treated like running backs. So, okay. Because they are, to George's point, there are a lot of good receivers in college coming out to a point where now people are thinking like, we don't pay this receiver that much money. And you can really get them in the second and third round too. They're not all in the first round.
Okay, so those of you listening, Wole, what do you say to the person that said, "Look who won a Super Bowl, and look who's won past Super Bowls between Brady and Mahomes"? If you have a great quarterback, it don't matter what receivers you got on the field. You can pretty much win. You have good tight end play, you can win. So why is it so much investment when the guys that are winning Super Bowls consistently don't even have top receivers? I know Tyreek Hill was the receiver on the Chiefs at one point, but Brady, I guess, might be even a better example. So should you invest into that quarterback? Should you invest into that quarterback? And can Jaden Daniels be that guy? Should it even matter?
Well, this is my thing.
Receiver?
This is my thing. Hold on, I'm hoping Paul said. Look, listening to the Bay Area Sports Talk, they said Brandon is a better wide receiver than Debo. I said, Paul, we had discussion. This is my thing. He's a better route running wide receiver than Debo, but he's not the better impact player than Debo. I think that's what I mean. Like, when Debo, you can see how watch the Eagles game in the regular season and what Debo did to that Eagles defense by himself in terms of running the football, catching the football, wide receiver screens, reverses. He was a problem. There's nothing you can do scheme-wise against Debo as an all-around player on that football field. That's why, to me, he makes life easy for Brandon Aiyuk. He just does. He's a guy that you have account for every which way. But to what you're talking about, Ray, the thing about it is you got to make sure. This is what I would say, because I know the only reason that we're gassing up or gaslighting Aiyuk to Washington is because of his relationship with Jaden Daniels, right? That's the only reason why we're gaslighting it, right? So you got to make sure that Jaden Daniels is him. Because now you're trying to trade for somebody because of a relationship, not because of the player. It's because of the relationship that he has with Jaden Daniels, and you're thinking that they're gonna have instant chemistry, right? So you got to make sure that he can produce. Because if he doesn't produce, I'm not saying he's not gonna produce. I don't want folks to say I'm negative or whatever. But if he doesn't produce, now you got a receiver who's out there on an island without that dude. What's up?
I like what Todd said. If you want to pull it up.
Yeah, go ahead. Read it.
Because elite receivers make average QBs look better. Look at Tua. But I'm with you. Unless it's a Jefferson, I'm with y'all. My bad. You are better off getting a young receiver on a rookie contract, especially if that QB is on his second contract. Woo!
I like Tua. Don't do my man Tua like that. But go ahead. Don't continue.
Tua is a good example of that. I guess is Brock Purdy an example of that then, or is that the system?
Brock Purdy's a better example than Tua.
I don't know about that one, but
yes, he is. Just because
we're talking about, but Taj, we talking about winning Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? Brock Purdy, he got to the Super Bowl because of the system he's in. Because all quarterbacks have had success, from Matt Ryan to Matt Schaub to RG3 in a Shanahan system. So I feel as though if you're going to win it, though, then the quarterback play might be more important in terms of it being at elite level than the receivers. But that's why we have these discussions, brother, because we don't know. But giving up draft capital, considering where this franchise has been, probably not the best thing. Unless the 49ers are just like, yeah, we'll take Diami, a third and fourth rounder.
Or Jahan Dotson.
Yeah.
Or Jahan Dotson. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't want to. I like Jahan's upside, but I mean, yeah, I guess you would trade.
You would
him,
probably
but,
take. You probably that makes sense. That for me as a Washington fan, I would do that deal in a second. Like I would. Like, but I don't know. It goes to a point where we, in terms of, can you, like Paul said, oh not Paul, like I think it was Taj said, can you put that much capital in two receivers that may not be guaranteed number ones?
Who?
You know what I'm saying? Can you do that?
Hey, Jahan Stays. Yeah, I didn't think I like Jahan's upside.
You want to read this one from DJ?
Yes, sir. In fact, some teams are just insisting on continuing to do the same thing, spending high, maxing out your cap, saying they are all in, and continue losing. Good point. So look at teams like I mentioned last week. Look at Detroit. Look how Detroit's building. You know what I'm saying? They're not making any splashes. And actually, Detroit made some trades that people kind of question. Shoot, my squad benefited from a corner from Detroit. So I'm guessing that if I had to lean one way, I'm gonna keep saying it, is draft. You get guys on their rookie contracts, and you grow their ability to get paid. Shoot, the more they produce for you, the more viable they are, and the more I want to say the more expensive they'll become. But that'll be for other franchises, and you'll get the best out of that player.
So these are the folks who out there watching. This is a question I have. Like, so if Washington wanted to explore this trade, what would you trade? What would you be willing to trade for Aiyuk? If they wanted to explore, what would you be happy with? You know what I'm saying? Here you go. Eric said Dotson should challenge for the number one wide receiver this season. I like last year. I thought that last year. It didn't pan out. So I'm gonna wait and see dude with Jahan. Like now he's down on the totem pole for me. Like he gotta earn it. That's how I'm fair. Like even though I like Dotson a lot, he gotta earn it now. Like because I thought last year he would come in and challenge for the number one because I think I was a big fan of his route running, but to me he lost a lot of concentration last year to a point where I think he hindered the offense a lot. So we'll see. But yeah, I want to hear from y'all, man. Who, if Washington was willing to explore this deal, who do you feel like? Who would you? What player? Who or what capital would you be willing to give up to get a Brandon Aiyuk?
So just FYI, so far we've had Terry thrown out there, we've had Diami thrown out there, we've had John Allen, and then Jahan.
The John Allen one is interesting. John Allen.
What's his trade value, and why would the 49ers want that deal? Is the question.
For John Allen?
Yeah.
I don't think they would want John Allen. That's a Pro Bowl caliber player, just depending on who they have attack. The rotation. They've always been like when their defense is going good, it's the rotation on the defensive line. You know what I mean? You got one of the best. When John Allen's healthy, he's one of the best D tackles in football. That's by far. He wasn't healthy last year. He had playing with plantar fasciitis. When he's healthy, he is by far one of the best D tackles in football. So
is Dan Quinn going to approve a trade that involves John Allen, considering he's a defensive-minded coach?
That's a good question. It depends. It's all about Adam Peters, though. Not about him, because he's the exec. You know what I'm saying? Like he makes the money. Like he comes in and says, like, "Yo, Brandon Aiyuk is that dude. Like I had him. Like I know what he brings. You ain't Dan Quinn can't beat that, right? Like this ain't player centric. This ain't Ron Rivera's Washington Commanders. You know what I'm saying? Here, Paul. This is Paul's trade.
Yeah.
Terry and a third and fourth. See, I don't think you need to give a third and fourth if you had.
They would take Terry.
They would take Terry. I don't think a third. I don't even think you got to go. You could probably do Terry in a fifth for real, brother. Real talk. Now you're in the third and fourth. Probably Terry in the fifth. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Brandon Aiyuk ain't proven to be that much better, especially in a situation where again he has more weapons than Terry does on his side. Taj, it would have to be a late round pick. Agree. No starting players from us. The fact you will have to extend Aiyuk is a determinant. All right.
A deterrent. Okay, so
Deterrent. So a deterrent. Excuse me.
I think George mentioned it earlier about the possibility he'd been extended then traded.
Sign and trade.
On how much. Yeah, sign and trade. It depends on how much money though.
Yeah, it depends on how much.
Fourth and fifth with one of our backup safeties.
Bye Diami. Bye Diami. Alec can go too. Just personally. All right.
John Allen for the win. People
he
were
said
get John Allen
with one of our backup safety. I don't think you get him for that though. That's my thing. I don't think you can get Aiyuk for that. I think you're gonna have to. If it's just draft picks, I do think you gotta throw in the second. That's just that's my opinion. You have to throw in the second. No, not a safety. Yeah. What do you think?
He said backup safety. So who would that be?
They wouldn't want that. Like Butler, they wouldn't want that. They want a second. It would have to be a second. For Aiyuk would have to be a second.
For real. If I'm gonna do it, that's an if I'm gonna do it. I'm not saying I'm a proponent, but if I'm gonna do it, I'm with Paul. I'm trading Terry if I do it.
You trading Terry?
That's how I'm going. Yep. Because that's pretty much gonna guarantee me that they're gonna want that trade because Terry, like Taj, I think was saying that he's an elite number 2. I think they'll take that next to Debo all day long.
Oh, you mean they would take?
He's a great teammate. Yeah.
You think they would take?
Yeah.
Not Washington. You think Washington? Do you think Washington should do the trade?
No, but I'm saying if I'm going to do it though, it's Terry because my thing is I got a new coach.
Yeah.
You got a new general manager or president, whatever you call it, and they have no allegiance to Terry at this point.
Okay. No. Are you watching
on the Wizard side where Tommy and them basically gave the franchise to Brad Beal, but new folks came in and like, nah, Okay. We have no allegiance to Brad Beal. He can go.
So I think they're just different. And Brad Beal to him is different. The only reason why I'm saying is like for if I'm Washington, I think I'm with you. If I'm San Fran, I take the deal quick. I don't hesitate if I'm San Fran. I think Terry put up better numbers than Brandon Aiyuk in San Francisco than better numbers than Aiyuk in San Francisco because Brandon in Terry's situation with Terry in Washington is he gets doubled. He's getting doubled. You gear your whole defense to him. We've seen it. In San Francisco, Brandon Aiyuk, the defense is not geared to him. It's geared to McCaffrey. It's geared to Little. It's geared to Debo. He gets to go one-on-one. He gets to play in freedom, in space. Terry now gets to play in space if he goes to San Francisco.
In my eyes,
with more speed, and he's faster. He has more speed, and he plays in a more free system. We've seen this. Like we've seen this in all sports. If a dude who has less talent around him has to do a lot more and still gets you 1,000 yards, then you put him in a system where he doesn't have to do as much. Chances numbers go up.
Look, they were 4-13. Everyone is on the block. Paul said, "Now, see, that's
I agree. I agree.
The other side of me agrees with that. Like, you know what? We just need a clean slate. So Terry, like I said, he can go. He has value. George said his value might have been hurt, but it's enough, I think, with a couple picks to say.
So you're saying Washington? So you're saying Washington? If they trade Terry, Washington gets what in return? They get more in return for trading.
No. I'm just saying. I think that's
like what's that? My guess to me, like you got to be winning in the situation. Like that's how I look at it. Like you got to win. Like when you're trading somebody, it's in a win. It's not just to get rid of somebody. If you're a rebuild team, it's to win. Like
so
when I mean win, like win the trade
is a win. You don't think Brandon Aiyuk is a win?
Yeah. So you're saying I used to win in the trade. That's the win in the trade. That's what you're saying.
Well, no. I'm saying what you were saying before. Basically, you clean the house. At least you're getting a lot of talent in return. And Brandon.
That's what I'm saying. If you're trading Terry, you're getting something in return. So in Paul's case, like what Paul is saying is that Aiyuk is the win. That's what Paul is saying. Like Washington isn't getting fair compensation. Like Washington won't be getting a second in return. I think that's what Paul like. They're getting Aiyuk. That is the goal.
Yeah, right.
In the trade. I'm saying if you're just getting Aiyuk, you're not winning if you're Washington. You need because I'm gonna say this again. Terry in that system with McCaffrey, with Little, with Debo, he's gonna put up better numbers. He just is. He's not gonna be checked by the number one corner, excuse me. He's not gonna be dealing with any of that anymore. He won't be. But in Washington, he had to see the best corners 24/7. He sometimes would get doubled. They would try to take him. They would shade coverage to Terry. You can't shade coverage to Aiyuk in San Francisco. You never heard that at all because you had Debo. You had Little. You had McCaffrey. In Washington, what did you have alongside Terry that was proven? That was proven. Nobody. And you can say you can throw in quarterback play and the O-line. So he's gonna have a lot more to do in San Francisco than he would do in Washington. So same for Aiyuk. So when people talk about Aiyuk, put Aiyuk in this situation. Is Aiyuk gonna put up those same numbers in this situation?
Yeah. So what you're saying, Todd, you're saying the exact same thing. And he's demanding the money like it too, and people agree with Paul that he should be paid like it because again, the top receivers are making somewhere between 30
who's
and
agreeing
33
with
million.
Huh? San Fran agreeing with. That's why he said they don't want it. Who agreeing with it? Where's the people?
No, I'm talking about some fans are saying
I'm about to say
not San. If San Francisco believed in him, they were already.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
saying.
They
would signed him already.
Yeah.
And then like George and others said, Adam Peters would have already been like, you know what?
He would already signed this dude by now.
But like,
and I like Aiyuk. And I'm gonna keep it. I like Aiyuk. I like Aiyuk. But I'm just saying, like, when we talk about, like, a lot of times we look at certain receivers, people say, like, this receiver's better. And I'm like, yo, look at their situation, bro. Like, this dude is the number one has to go against double teams, shaded coverages, limited dudes to help him out and to free him out. In San Francisco, he don't got to do with that. Like, he don't got to deal with that. He can run free. Like, dog, how many times do you see Aiyuk run wide open on just that play action play and him in the middle? He's wide open because everybody bites on McCaffrey. They bite on McCaffrey. How much, like, you know what I mean? Like, he gets schemed open a lot too. So how does that, like, he's not gonna get that in Washington? Look, I always say, look how CeeDee Lamb has been used in San Francisco. I mean, in Dallas. They play him in the slot to get advantages. They don't play him outside. They play him in the slot.
You okay with it as long as Terry's not involved? And
I'm okay with it. If you involve Terry, you better give me some real players in back. Mm-hmm. It can't be just Aiyuk ain't the win. So what George said and everybody else said, like, what has he proven? When did he start being elite like that? You better give me a different player. Give me like draft picks with him, like a second rounder. What do you say? Like, like Brandon will be playing in a different system and a better quarterback. And a different who's the offense like? So is it a different system? Is the system better than Kyle's? Do we know that? So when did Cliff Kingsbury become better than?
I don't know if he's saying he's better, but he's saying it's gonna be a different system.
So different don't mean better. Put it this way: different don't mean better. Put it that way: different don't mean better.
Ty said, "I can see if we was talking about T. Higgins, we talking about Aiyuk."
Exactly. That's the point. Like, T. Higgins is the one. Like,
I'm trying to tell you, Brandon Aiyuk, if you see this is gonna motivate you even more because people doubting that man right now.
Look, Paul, you could like I like Aiyuk. I don't think he's better than Terry. I'm be real. I don't think he's better than Terry, but I like Aiyuk though. I do like Aiyuk, but I don't think he's better than Terry. That's for real. We keep it a buck.
It's crazy because out of all the positions on this team, receiver was the last one I thought would be a discussion this offseason as the changes potentially being made. Real talk. Right? You mentioned Ocho Cinco. He like, man, you going to a team that got Terry, Jahan. Like, he was excited about that. And now we're talking about
But you know why though?
Trading your number one option, love him or hate him. He's number one on the squad.
Well, that's Paul.
For Brandon Aiyuk.
Paul brought that up, not me. I ain't like that's not we talking. Like Paul, I'm gonna say Paul brought this topic up.
My biggest thing for real, Paul. Again, I'm not disagreeing on anything. If they were to do it, hey, I'm cool with it. I'm not a fan of the team. You guys are fans, but again, $30 million is a lot of money, my guy. To go to Brandon Aiyuk. It's no secret or it's no accident that McCaffrey got paid before him on that team.
That's what I'm saying.
Because of the value. So it speaks to his value on that squad, which is what he basically said, is they don't value me here. But if they're going to find a trade partner, it might be out of the NFC for real. I think they'll try to ship him out to where they won't have to see him unless it's potentially in a Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, San Francisco, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I like him a lot, but he is looking good. And has made a living off of having bona fide studs on the offense to give him these one-on-one opportunities. Agreed. That's what I was saying about you.
JD is downgrading coming here. Ooh.
Who? Jaden Daniels is downgraded coming to Washington. Yeah, he had like top receivers in San Francisco in LSU. He had a great situation at LSU.
But to Paul's point, like I said, man, Adam Peters, this new regime, new ownership, you are not married to this dude Terry McLaurin. You can ship him out.
Yeah,
like
but I don't think
he's like Brad Bill, bro. He's expendable.
No, he's not, because Brad Bill ain't never proved to be good without anything. Like, he needed to. Brad Bill is different because he's a basketball is dictated.
Oh, Paul, I see what you're saying.
Receivers don't dictate. He's right. That's what I'm talking about. Receivers don't dictate nothing in football. In terms, quarterbacks dictate. Basketball, a guard can dictate everything. So they're different. It's difference to that. It's a difference to that. An individual playing basketball can dictate.
Yeah, it's two different situations. I'm speaking to, that kind of face of the franchise type of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Bradley. I know what you're saying.
But I hear what you're saying. It ain't got nothing to do with skill. You want to make sure Washington gets more return.
You can't just trade. Don't trade just to trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my thing.
Right.
Like, don't trade just to trade. Like, we going to trade and change. No. Like, Brandon Aiyuk out. We want Brandon Aiyuk. Basically, some people want Brandon Aiyuk because of Jaden Daniels. That's it. It ain't nothing to do with. You don't even know what Jaden Daniels is going to do in the NFL. You just want him because of Jaden Daniels. If Jaden Daniels wasn't here, folks wouldn't be talking about Aiyuk.
Yeah, see, and that begs the question
That's
too: is Aiyuk that game changer? Like, Tyreek Hill went to the Dolphins and he became a game
changed
changer
everything
because he's that dude. But Aiyuk is not a guarantee. Yeah. It was a guarantee with Tyreek Hill. It was a guarantee with Randy Moss. It's not a guarantee. Even Devontae Adams, look what he did. It didn't translate to wins, but he was a difference maker.
He's still a difference in the Raiders. He's still good with the
right.
Raiders.
So those three guys, Aiyuk, I don't think he's on that level. But who is on that level today?
What's name was like that? My guy who played for the Hopkins. Hopkins. When he left the Texas, when he went to Arizona, he was still that dog.
Arizona, sorry.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so certain people can change a team, bro.
Stephon Diggs kind of did that.
No, he did. Stephon, there's no comp. He did. No, Stephon definitely did. From Minnesota, Josh Allen wasn't good until Stephon Diggs got there. As a passer, he wasn't that dude until Stephon Diggs got there.
I think you got to give Jaden Daniels a chance with what he has already. Don't trade anything. Keep building
first, because you got.
That's my real sentiment.
Yeah, let's see what Don't make a trade because of a relationship before you know what he is in the NFL. Just keep it a buck.
They would have went after Diggs. Todd, you totally right. They would have went after Diggs.
What Todd say? Let me read Todd's first one. At this point, Terry's contract is a bargain. The way these contracts are going up. Agreed. I'm not.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
I agree with that. That's a great statement. Great statement. Let me read what Todd.
We got some great comments.
Said if Todd also said if Washington wanted a game changer wide receiver that was on the market, they would have went after Diggs. Agreed. I think they would have went after T. Higgins for real. That's another one too. Ray, you want to read this one from DC?
Oh, for sure. Hey,
what's up, homie?
Fellas? What's up, brother? AJ Brown helped the young Hurts reach his ceiling, and I think Aiyuk can do the same for JD5.
Scared money don't make money. Okay.
That's an excellent point. Like I said, I don't think it's a wrong answer. It's a healthy discussion.
Yeah.
But I think Dujane probably represents the majority of fans say, you know what, I want to see something different. I don't want to see the same thing. You try to go for the splash. But what have they gone for a splash in recent memory? I don't think they have as of late. I think they've tried to build the right way, to be real. So
I say, hey, there's one watching him.
I'm a gambler, man, baby. I don't mind. That's why I said I would trade Terry for real if I'm gonna do it. I'm not saying that's my actual feelings.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go and you're gonna try to make a splash, you're
gonna gamble. When you become a gambler, when you start gambling.
No, I said if. I'm not a gambler at all. No, sir. No, sir. But you know what? It's a good discussion because it's a good situation to be in because Terry ain't bad at all. Terry is awesome. So the fact that, okay, if you don't make the trade, you got Terry, dope. He's still good for your young quarterback. If you make the trade, dope. You get a really good receiver. It's just, like you said, scared money don't make money, but you paying.
But was he talking about, no, I'm asking. I don't want to talk about, is he talking about Terry? Trade? Who would you, DC dude, who would you trade, though? Because I don't know if he didn't say Terry. Who would you trade? People just assuming. Who would you trade? Scary money don't make money. You're assuming Terry. You on that Terry topic? I don't know why you on that Terry topic.
No. I mentioned it because Paul mentioned him, and I'm just saying if I'm gonna go hard, like he said, scary money don't make money. I'm going hard. Yeah. He said nobody. What does that mean? You gotta trade somebody to get him.
You gotta trade somebody. Oh, wait. You gotta trade somebody to get Aiyuk. You gotta trade him. Who would you trade? Aiyuk on the market. If he's on, you gotta trade him. Who would you trade? Oh, no way. Yeah, he is. Thank you. No way you trade Terry. Thank you. I think exactly.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I figured that. I agree. I wouldn't trade. Yeah, no way you trade because I think Terry is to me. Terry
he's the most appealing trade asset.
Oh, here you go. First and third next year. There you go. That's what he would do. He would do draft.
First.
I do like. Somebody said I do like what was it Taj who said
that first?
This?
That first might
trading.
be Travis Hunter.
I think Taj said trading that first. I don't know about that first, but when Taj said that you got Terry on a great contract. I agree with that.
Yeah, bargain, definitely.
A bargain. I agree with that. Because now
the way these contracts looking now. Whew.
Yeah, I agree with Taj on that one. I agree with that one.
No way I give him a first and third. Yeah, I see. That's the thing. It's Aiyuk though. Aiyuk, I don't know if his body will work.
I don't think it warrants a first.
I don't know either.
But I know my man. I know my man DC dude. I know he big on Jay Daniels, and he wants to make sure Jay Daniels does anything it takes to look good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let me ask you this. Because we're talking about you. Because
you think hey, that's not a guarantee, my man. Hey, go. I know you like JD, but it ain't a guarantee gonna be that good. But we are though. I'm with you. If we are, I'm with you. I ain't gonna hold you. We are.
If this was Devontae Adams, would it still be a discussion about who we trade or what?
No, it's Devontae Adams. No, you make the deal. It's Devontae Adams
because he was trying to get up out of it. He wanted to go to Pittsburgh for it. He wanted to team up with
you talking about Wilson. What we just talking about this? There's different levels to this. That's what we talking about. There's levels to this. You ain't on the level of Devontae Adams.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Is he really top 10 then?
No, I didn't. Who said that? I didn't say he was.
Paul said he was top 10.
What's Paul? That ain't me.
I respect Paul.
You ride out.
Tell him respect. Acknowledge you, bro.
I agree with that, Taj. I agree. My man,
Jalen Waddle got top 5 money for real.
Jalen Waddle
and some people think Aiyuk is better than Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle can get open by himself. I've seen it. I don't know. And Jalen Waddle is fast, is explosive. He gets that, he gets them. He's explosive. I'm like this, Put Jalen Waddle in San Francisco. Do you think he puts up the same numbers? Don't put words in the weed man's mouth. No, I ain't do none of that. I'm good this week. See what you started, bro? You see what you started?
No, that's because you couldn't remember nothing last week.
I know I couldn't. I'm back though. I'm back.
Oh man, that's a tough one. You do got to ride it out with Terry though. Keep him on that Eastern Motors commercial and see what Jane Daniels brings.
He don't even do Eastern Motors. He don't even do Eastern Motors commercials. You be going. Stop.
He does do Eastern Motors commercials.
When? When he do one? When?
Bro, he has done one.
Has he? Has he really?
Yep.
Has he?
I'm gonna look it up.
Look it up because I have not seen him.
I remember, and like Dujane hit it on the head, so you wouldn't remember anyway. So, so here we go.
Oh man!
I will find it and I'll let you know. Eastern Motors is a big deal around here, my guy.
I mean, bro, you said, hey, I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it. You ain't gotta do that much work, bro.
Tyler's been on point tonight. Here it is. Welcoming Terry McLaurin and Dwayne Haskins from the Washington football team to Eastern's family. There you go. He's been on Eastern Motors commercials. Well, I know.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man.
And I got it. Hey, look, it's even a YouTube.
Hey, you know what? Hey, share your screen. Share it. Hit your share screen. You know how to share it? You don't even know how to do it, don't you? That's terrible.
Dude. I'm on my phone. Thanks for.
Oh, damn, terrible.
But, if I was,
chat me a link. I'll share it. Chat me a link. I'll share it. Just put it in the chat and I'll share it.
I will put it on X. I got that.
You can put it right here and I can just share it. Okay, you get to that word.
I'll put it on X.
Because
my screen will disappear if I don't do it.
Oh, I got you.
And now my video's playing. See, this is your fault.
That's what's up. I can hear that joint, dog. Eastern Motors.
Was I supposed to bring that?
It's an ad right now. It's an ad right now, bro.
Hey, where's that nigga at, man? You got on the Urban Sports Scene joint? I'm trying to see it.
Hold on, I'm about to send it to you. I'm about to share it right now, bro. So chill out, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I told you.
For 17 years, if you've seen it.
Wait, I can hear that thing. That thing loud as I don't know what.
what we really talking about right now? But it's okay.
We're about to go to NBA Finals soon, bro.
It's okay.
But I want to see this. I just want to see this dumbass commercial.
It's the making of the commercial too. At that, so hey,
it's the making of the. Why want to see the making? That's too much
Because
work.
I just want to let you know he's on there. That's all. You said he wasn't on there at all.
Ford,
it's a whole lot of
Honda, Chevys.
Who is King
Ford,
Mole?
Honda, Chevys, Beamers.
There you go, brother. It's there. Check it out.
You know, you got the Earth. Which one? Y'all even sent it to meet the record.
I sent it to you.
Not to Wole. I'm not on that one.
Okay, sorry. Let me send it. Hold up.
No,
I
it's
got
okay.
you.
Yeah. Just send it to my. Send it to my real.
Ford, Honda. Look, Eric got it, man. Look. Do your name. Your job's your credit. Look, it rings bells. Terry is that guy. Not Aiyuk. Y'all, you crazy as I don't know what. I'm about to repost it though right now.
Yeah, man. What's
Terry
happening?
is the face, and people don't want to part ways. But I don't know
What's
if that's a
happening,
different topic
bro? What's
for another
happening?
time, man. Aiyuk is the new face. He's gonna be on Eastern Motors commercials, brother.
Aiyuk and Jaden Daniels together, yeah. That's gonna be the. That's what we need. They do a commercial together. They're going to do a commercial together.
Aiyuk might be top 15, top 10. That's like you said. That might be Paul.
I don't know. I can think y'all somebody gassing because you got Stephon Diggs, you got CeeDee Lamb. You can name a bunch of receivers before you name Brandon Aiyuk. No disrespect to Brandon Aiyuk. Oh, thank you, man. Taj, I'm about to copy and paste this if I can do it right. I can't copy and paste it. Damn it, Taj.
All right, you got it, bro. You got it. It's there.
Yeah, good job, bro. It took you like a year.
Dude, you gotta chill out, man. Like I got things I got going on over here. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said,
you ain't lying. You got to make it. What the hell?
I told you. You want the actual commercial. You want the actual commercial. He's there, and he was
dancing. Commercial gave him to make it. Look at this dude. Look at this dude sent me, man. Look at what this dude. I'm gonna share my.
Look, hold up. Why you charges then?
I can't copy and paste this for some strange reason. Hold on.
Oh, now you can't.
Because it clicks over.
There you go.
Here, watch this. Look at this. Look what man sent me. Credit. Look at this. Hold on. I got it here. Hold on. Terry McLaurin. Look at this. Share screen. Look at this crap.
With. I think it's extremely humbling.
There he is. Look at the jersey. Easterns.
Look at this dude. Look at Eastern
Antonio Gibson. But this year.
Whoa.
That's the lead role.
Looking around, I don't see Antonio or Curtis. What happened?
Stop sharing this crap.
Paul, my man, how much would you pay for a wide receiver with 75 catches, 1,300 yards, 17.1 yard average, and 7 TDs? Numbers. My man brought numbers out. Well,
hey, Paul, hold on. How much we like? That's what Debo. Hey, show me games without Debo, bro, and McCaffrey, and then he come back to me, holler at me.
He did play some games without Debo, Paul.
No, I know. I want to see those games. I want those games without him. I want to know what stat line with them games without Debo. I want to know what stat line. I think that's the best way to be real fair with it. Let's see his numbers without Debo.
The real teller, he just talked about Antoine's laws, bro. You should have pulled up Saturday night, bro. We talked.
Yo, that joint hurt, man. Hey,
that
joint hurt, Tally, man. I know, bro. That hurt, bro. Still hurt, man. You should we was talking about that on Saturday night, man.
But one thing I love about this chat right now and all the comments, many people expect that Washington's going to be vastly improved. Maybe the wins look a little different for some. Paul got 10 wins. I think my man, the real Telly, he said that y'all going to be picking in the 20s next year. You know what that means? That's a playoff. That's a playoff situation. True. But it speaks to what you feel like you already have right now without Brandon Aiyuk. So that should tell you all you need to know.
You know what I'm saying? That
real talk.
When they didn't have Debo, their whole offense struggled. Exactly. I know, George. I know. But we talking about him like come on, bro. Come on, let's stop it. When he had Debo, that offense was trash. That's a fact. Exactly. It was trash.
Shanahan is that dude, though.
Look. Hey, Ray.
We really can't judge that guy.
Hey, Ray, how much better? You know Minnesota's good? Minnesota, the Vikings, when Justin Jefferson plays, that offense is good. It's better. I ain't great, but it made so. If you missing Kirk, you can have whoever. But when Justin Jefferson's on that field, they're better. They're a better team.
It's going to be a lot to be determined, put it that way, especially if Aiyuk is forced to report without a contract. I don't think he's going to hold out. I don't think he would do that.
He got a contract. He don't have the contract he want.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He's not going to hold. He's not going to hold out. He's going to play. And right now, it don't look like they're even close numbers wise.
Yeah.
So the
No, I hear
discussion
you.
will continue to see how Jaden Daniels starts the season, or to see what he looks like preseason. Although that's not the greatest indication. We saw Danny Werfel in the fun and gun in preseason. I think they were undefeated. So we want to make sure we're cautious in this approach. But
No
if it goes into the season, and Jaden Daniels look like he could use a guy like Aiyuk, it still could happen, bro. That's all
Yeah,
I'm
it
saying.
can still happen. Yeah, it can still happen. Look, and real talk, you can wait free. I mean, if it's that serious, you can wait free agency, dog. If it's that serious, he'll be there for free agency.
I want to see what Cliff Kingsbury gonna look like. That's gonna be fun. He's not gonna show much. He's gonna be vanilla like everybody else in preseason. But come week one, I want to see what that's gonna look like.
And let's keep if Brandon, I mean, if the best, like their best friends, Jaden Daniels and Aiyuk, chances are, let's keep it a buck. If not, the Niners don't want him, he will hit free agency. He's injury prone though.
Then you won't need anything.
No, he hasn't played a whole season. Played 16 games, but we know how that offense is with Debo though, compared to without.
See, I think some people are comparing Jaden Daniels to Brock Purdy too. You got Brock Purdy over here. You got Jaden Daniels right here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But also you got to compare. But Purdy,
that's a good point.
But also, I would say this: you compare Purdy. You may compare Purdy to Jaden Daniels. You got to take that away. You got to compare Kyle Shanahan and Kingsbury. That's what you got. That's the comparison. That's the comparison.
Yeah.
That's the comparison. That's the comparison.
I don't know if it's as big as a gap as some people think because of the quarterbacks that they both had. But at the same time, of course, you got to get it as Kyle. Absolutely.
What do you mean it's not a big? He's won in every offense, every team.
For sure. That's what I'm just saying in terms of like quarterback development. And we talking about just the quarterbacks, but you talking about.
I'm talking about the offense. I'm talking about winning football games.
Kyle wins every time.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Kyle wins every time.
The Niners traded up in the first round to get Pearsall. Why? That's a good point. They did trade up.
Kingsbury got to prove it. Cliff Kingsbury. I would love to get Kingsbury on the show. I would love to hear what he had to say about what he's going to look like, what the offense is going to look like. You're going to run that ball.
He's definitely got to prove it. Kings, you got to prove it. Totally agree. All right, this has been a dominating Commanders discussion, but we got to go. Sorry. It is what it is. Commanders, don't worry. They'll be better. They'll be okay. We'll when we get to training camp, we'll know a lot more. You know what I'm saying? We'll know a lot more. Like a lot. All right, man. How would you say, Ray? Raise hell? I thought you said. All right, Aiyuk fell short of winning the main championship last season. We're talking about the Super Bowl. But Monday, the Celtics stars Jason Tatum and Brown didn't have that problem because they are champions. Monday night in Game 5 of the NBA Finals, the Boston Celtics closed out the Dallas Mavericks 106-88 to become the NBA champions. Ray, you picked the Mavs to win it all. How much did the Celtics team surprise you? And also, did you feel that the Mavericks didn't really bring it this series?
I did pick the Mavericks, but Wole, you already know what I said when we did our playoff preview show. It was the Celtics to lose. So the Celtics didn't surprise me other than their defense. It was a shock because I felt like while they were strong defensively all season, I think they could sustain that considering their rotation was kind of short. But, man, them dudes, they look like they could have played 4 more quarters. You know what I'm saying? Like, they look like they just had
Luka was
that
exposed. We'll talk about that, bro.
And they forced Kyrie into some tough shots. And their length really bothered him. And I think that was the difference. Because, remember, we thought the duo of Kyrie and Luka was going to be dominant in comparison to Brown and Tatum. So that was the biggest thing. I wasn't shocked at all. I'm glad that Jaylen Brown got the MVP. That's what I said I was hoping for because of his role in leading the Celtics to the finals and also just him making big shots. I mean, he was not afraid to speak up either. I think his voice as a leader made a big difference. He hits the game winner against Indiana in a game in which they stole and then called out Tatum after the game. I think that's a real leader, man, and he deserves everything he gets. Somebody you like since he was a rookie.
Man, I'm happy I'm happy for him. I'm not sure he deserved it, but I'm happy he got it. At the end, I just felt like his closeout game wasn't probably. We'll talk. I mean, I guess we can talk about that now. His closeout game wasn't like the game that I didn't like his closeout game, and I thought Jason Tatum did a lot in that closeout game, and also his stat line, almost averaging. If you round up close to a triple double, I thought Tatum played better the last 2 victories, and Brown played good the first 2 victories in the finals. Truth be told, though, I ain't gonna hold you. The MVP, I actually thought just by watching, not throw stats away. If you watch the game, watching the series in terms of totality and consistency,
Drew.
Yeah, I would have gave it to Drew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Almost how they talked about. You remember when Iguodala got it over Steph? It reminds me of that. Like I would have gave it to Drew. I just felt like he was way more consistent.
George is wild.
He
said Luka needs to lay out the cheeseburgers. Yeah, Luka. I don't think he understands that.
Western Conference.
There's no guarantee you're gonna get back to this point. So that's a good point, George. It's no guarantee you get back to this point. It's gonna be difficult to get through the West again. Through Anthony Edwards, who is just ascending.
He's ready.
Through the Nuggets, who are still the same squad that really, if they were there, it might have been a different outcome in the finals. It's a lot to go through just to get to the finals. So I think Luka needs to understand that and put in the work in the offseason.
I think what Luka needs to worry about in the offseason is to learn not to cry so much. I don't even care about the weight, to be real with you. I think he still gets to his spots and still is able to score.
Footwork.
And he's got great footwork. So I don't really think the weight thing doesn't bother me as much as others.
He was cooking too.
He's cooking. He averaged 30, bro. He almost averaged 30 with a triple-double, basically. Like, he still was cooking. The issue was, like I said, stop complaining, just play basketball. You cry too much. People talk about LeBron crying. He cries way more than LeBron. Secondly, like everybody ain't great at playing defense. I ain't gonna hold you. Everybody ain't great at it. Like I'm not gonna act like he's supposed to be a great defender because I don't think he's supposed to be a great defender. But dudes put effort. Like your effort is horrible. I don't care how. Like if effort means, to Ray and George's point, means to lose weight, then lose weight. But put effort, like some type of effort. You had Kleba, whatever. He ain't in the greatest shape in the world to me. But he was like, to me, he was playing way better. He's playing better defense on the perimeter compared to when he had switched with if he got switched on Tatum or Brown. He slide his feet. He put out effort. Luka ain't putting no effort on defense, bro. Like to me in the all season, if I'm Luka and I'm really dissecting my game honestly, bro, I'm saying, dog, I need more effort on defense. I need to maybe stop holding the ball too goddamn long too. Like that is a problem as well.
You know what it comes down to though?
Here goes Todd.
You had Kyrie that had some championship experience, but the entire Celtics team, for the most part, or at least the starting 5, and you add Drew into that. They lost to the Warriors a couple years back, and you add Drew, who won one with Milwaukee. I feel like the experience factor is what tipped the Celtics over. They knew what they had to do. They knew what it took, or they knew what it was going to take to win a championship. The Mavericks simply didn't, and especially Luka.
I'll read what Todd said. He averaged 30, gave up 27, and cried to the refs 20 times a game. His real triple-double. Hey, I ain't going to hold you. It seemed like that, bro.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree with that, bro. Paul, Luka got to take pride in defense and just put in effort. I agree with you, Paul. That's the truth. That's a fact, bro.
Hey, well, as a Lakers fan, though, how do you feel? Because Lakers Nation is pissed. Like, the Celtics, they now hold the record for the most NBA titles in the franchise.
I ain't pissed.
Guys like Magic Johnson, he's like, I absolutely hate the Celtics green.
I rooted for the Celtics. I rooted for the Celtics.
So has the rivalry lost his luster? I got a Lakers fan that's close to me. He's like, man, how did the Celtics get another title? LeBron got to go. Like he's angry that the Celtics won a title. Bro? You don't seem to have a problem with it.
No, I don't think the rivalry hasn't been the same since Magic and Bird left the game.
Oh, Kobe, Paul Pierce, you don't like that one?
That ain't a real rivalry. That wasn't like a rivalry. Only in the finals. I didn't feel like it was the realest rivalry.
Lakers.
I know he said I'm not pissed, but I'm still I'm like, I feel you. I know, but I'm not.
Dujanay was with me. We picked the underdogs. From Indiana.
I was dissecting basketball. That's how I looked at it. I was like, this ain't no bragging type thing, but it played out the way I thought it would play out. Because when you like we hoop, and when you got two dudes that just hold the ball all the time, let's keep it a buck. The other players that can't do anything, they're predicated on you. If you watch the way Boston plays, there was a lot of driving, kicking. Everybody was touching the ball. Drew Holiday was touching the ball. White
Derek
was
White.
touching the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You start like Tatum would have his opportunity. Brown would have his opportunity. Porzingis have his opportunity. Horford would have his opportunity to hit like kick out threes. Dude off the bench, what's his name? Who was hitting threes off the bench, right? You know what I'm talking about? I don't know what school dude went to. I'm always trying to figure out what school. Hauser?
Cornette? Oh, Hauser, yeah.
It's Hauser, right?
Yeah.
Hauser.
Yeah, he finally came alive.
Yeah, like there, but he was getting open
shots.
shots.
All playoffs.
But he was getting open shots now. Like it's because everybody the dribble kick out game. Like, and it's the ball is moving quicker. Like it's not like Luka set trip dribble. Because Luka be on that James Harden. Like I'll hold you. He be on that James Harden. Dribble. All right, now I'm gonna make a decision off the pick and roll.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I gotta give credit to Missoula. He
did
Eric Spoelstra, Tom
True.
Thibodeau, Rick Carlisle, and lastly Jason Kidd to get to a championship. I'm not gonna say he outcoached those guys, but the fact that many thought he was outmatched each series, and that's one determining factor why I say, you know what, I'm gonna pick against Boston, even though Boston again to me were the clear favorites, is because I thought that the coaching experience might come back to bite them.
I thought Jason did a better job too.
A 34-year-old that coached at the D2 level and then at the G League level is now an NBA champion at 34 years old. It's insane. So crazy. I got to give a lot of credit to that dude. And also the fact that they were preparing before they actually won for what they were going to do in celebration. Like they talking about not going to Disney World and how they're going to go visit the Holy Land. And then Jason Tatum already had a commercial done with Jordan. I thought that was dope. Like, okay, what are the doubters going to say now? Like, it was already finished. So they were that confident. And I feel like that speaks a lot to Tatum and his growth because Tatum has not always had that confidence. At times he was shaky in the big moments. So shout out to him.
Shout out to him. Paul said, that 1-4 set is easy to guard against. I agree. That it was too much. You got dudes standing around, and then it's your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. If you're a good defensive team with length, like the Boston Celtics are, you're going to make them pay. And I said this before. It's good. Like Minnesota's a good defensive team, but the difference between Minnesota and Boston is that Boston has more threats in their starting five, and their bigs are more versatile. Like you got Horford to me, who can even as an older dude can pretty much. You saw him; he can guard on the perimeter. Like he's not horrible on the perimeter. Then he's a good pick and pop shooter to a point where you got to honor him, and he helps spacing. You already know when you had a healthy Porzingis when he did play. The challenges he was out there in terms of being a shot blocker and also a guy who could pick and pop and be a mismatch in the mid-post game. It's different. Like, you know what I'm saying? But Dallas, like if Luka and Kyrie aren't on fire, like dominating the game, they really didn't have a chance this series. And unfortunately, they didn't have those games where they dominated together like we saw in prior series.
But to George's point earlier, look at Luka. Luka needs to look across the aisle to see what the Celtics gained from losing a championship before, because Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum both worked on their bodies, even though they're more naturally athletically gifted than Luka is, and they still worked in the all season to get better and to look better and to be even more explosive and to have even better stamina. Luka's going to do some work this time.
He don't got, bro. Some people aren't going to be. He won't be explosive.
Not explosive. But
it won't.
He don't tire out.
It's not about him. I ain't gonna hold you. He ain't really tire out. He just can't play. He don't play defense, and that's an effort thing. Like he scores 30. He does everything you want as an offensive player. He don't care about defense. I'm gonna keep it above you, bro. He don't care about defense.
I know you said that.
Yeah, like it don't. Like I would understand. Like if he was tiring out to a point where he couldn't score anymore, he got energy on the offense. He got energy on offense. Let me rephrase.
Would shedding the weight make defense easier for him?
I don't know, because to me that's effort. There's fat people who play good defense because they have effort. He doesn't have any effort. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Todd said, giving Boston credit, they made Luka work. Every player they tried to hire Luka on exactly. Boston involved that player in isolation or pick and rolls. Agreed. And also he didn't want to play defense with it. Like, did you see his he would do this is all effort. He would be in front of Jason Tatum. This is earlier in the series. And then when Jason Tatum had the corner or Brown had the corner on the drive, the Bama did put no friction. He would slide away and let them drive all the way to the basket for a layup or a dunk. Like, there's no effort. There's big dudes. Jokic was out of shape and had better effort when he was out of shape. Like, for real. Will Luka want to change though? I don't think so.
That's the thing. Well, like we were talking about that last week. Will a guy like Jason Kidd be able to get through to him? Because there's some guys who are self-motivated. Like when Giannis realized he was too small, he changed it. When he realized he needed to work on he needed to work on his outside shot, he worked on the whole summer. He worked on his handle. Luka, I feel like, well, I know what you're saying. I think it is effort, but he can change that too, right?
Yeah. He can change effort. I'm serious.
Oh man, Brandon Scott checking in. What's up, bro? He said, "Hell no."
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
nah, he ain't gonna want to change. You might be right. If he ain't changed, he might be a better number 2 for somebody. He might be better off.
Nah, he ain't number 1. I'm not gonna show change.
I'm just talking about if he gonna win a championship, maybe he need to team up with Embiid or something. Maybe they can help each other out.
That's not bad. That's not a bad idea, actually.
Maybe they could be together, like, hey,
maybe.
Like me and you did in the back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, we gonna work out together every daggone day.
Yeah, exactly.
We ain't gonna have no days pass. Every day but Fridays. We'll party on Fridays.
Party on Friday.
Because somebody like you gotta have one person that's motivated. But how motivated is Embiid? Because like Harden was with Embiid and they were together.
No, they wasn't.
He had Embiid out there drinking and partying, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like when you watch Luka, bro, there's just no effort, bro. That's like I've seen bigger dudes like can ball out and play defense, even in the league. Like Jokic changed his body, but before that, he changed his body because he wanted to move. He wanted to run down the floor better, and which worked for him. But again, that he wanted to run down the floor. I mean, that makes sense. And you playing in Denver, that makes sense. Luka plays at one pace. He's not like he plays, and his offense isn't the problem. Like the offense isn't the problem. It's like the defense. And if you want to say the offense is a problem, it's the offense. The way the offense is designed is a problem. Because it limits it limits ball movement for real because you're waiting on one dude. Like my man Paul said, 1-4 set, pick and roll off the pick and roll. All right, now Luka now dictates what he does. He can drive to the basket. He can use the size drive to the basket, do a step back off it, do a step back 3 off it, dish it off to the corner. If they double, they climb up the middle. It's all on Luka. It's all predicated on Luka, but it takes a long time to get that situated. Kyrie on the 1-4 set is a little quicker because Kyrie's willing to take the midi. Like he'll take the midi quick. If you give him a little bit, he'll take it. Or he'll drive to the basket, finish with his left or his right leg, whatever. But it's either the offense and Luka you gotta want to play defense, man. He gotta want to play defense.
Is there a threat to the Celtics in the East to where maybe you could see somebody else coming out and Luka getting a chance to get a crack at a championship against another team that may be a bit more favorable in terms of matchups?
The East, I think that tied up. I mean, the Tatum Brown combination is real. Like they young.
Indiana might be a nice threat with Ben Mathurin coming back.
I like Matt. I like him, but I want him to start.
Jaylen Brown, I don't know if he's gonna be healthy enough. I mean, not Jaylen Brown.
I want him to start.
Jalen Brunson might not be healthy enough. He said Knicks if healthy, maybe if healthy again.
Randall, you got Randall back.
Indiana, the Knicks might be it.
Yeah, Randall be back.
I forgot about Julius Randle.
The Knicks. I mean, Brunson will be healthy in the middle during the middle of the season.
Knicks or Pacers? Yeah.
Pacers. The Sixers. They get Paul George. They're a threat. They get Paul George.
Okay.
That's a lot of rumors.
Well, see, if Dallas were to play the Knicks in the finals, a healthy Knicks team, I don't think that's a good matchup for Knicks either from a defensive standpoint.
I don't know that. I think Dallas can beat the Knicks. They don't have the big. That would be an interesting series because the Knicks play defense. They do play hard.
That's what I mean. That's the type of defense. I think the Knicks.
That would be a difficult one.
You talking about the way Dallas plays offense? I think the Knicks would strap that up in a final.
Yeah, they switch good. They play with effort. They play with effort.
The Bucks. I forgot about the Bucks.
The Bucks. Yeah. The East is going to be tough. Don't get twisted. A year of Dame and Giannis together. You know what I'm saying? But I do think Boston's in a good situation where they can go back. I just think you have one. The way they play basketball, everybody eats. To be real with you, everybody we use that Bradley Beal, Gortat. Everybody eats type of mentality, right? Everybody eats. So you can never really go hard at one player, right? Like if you favor Jason Tatum, then you got Jaylen Brown right there ready to eat. If you try to favor both, then you got Drew Holiday, you got Porzingis, you got White. They got an opportunity to kind of they can win a couple if they play. If they play without ego. So it's gonna be hard for a team in the East if the Celtics don't play with ego. They won with 64 games. They pretty much, let's keep it a buck. They pretty much dominated this season.
Mhm.
They did. They won 64 games. They pretty much went through the NBA playoffs with losing how many games? Like 2 or 3? Was it 2 or 3 games? That's it.
They lost one in Miami.
Yeah.
They lost one in Cleveland, and they lost one in the
3
finals.
games.
3 games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 games, bro. So they had a dominant play. They had a dominant season. Period. So
Paul, that was my thought too. That's why I was hesitant to pick them, only because they seemed like the moment used to get too big, and they wouldn't pull out games I thought that they should. But now they seem like they shook that off. So Boston's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be led by, like you said, the top 2 guys. Speaking of what, Jaylen Brown got the MVP.
yeah.
I haven't heard too many people have an issue with it. Well, like you said, maybe Tatum should have got it, but or maybe Holiday might have been better than Tatum. But for the most part, people were thinking that Jaylen Brown.
I mean,
they
me. I'm
okay with him getting it.
My biasness would always be like, I'm happy Jaylen Brown.
Me too,
but,
for sure.
But you just, who had the like? I don't like always going with stats, but you go into stats. Jason Tatum had the better stats than even Jaylen Brown. He averaged more points than Jaylen Brown. He had more assists than Jaylen Brown. Had more rebounds than Jaylen Brown.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
and to my core, I'm real. To my core, I've always been like a dude who does more should get like that type of award. Like I'm a Magic Johnson fan. Same reason why I had Magic as my GOAT. Or LeBron. I'm a LeBron fan. It's because I like dudes who can spread the wealth, who could do it all, like rebound. Jason Kidd's one of my favorite players of all time too. So that's where my mind has always been at. So a dude who can rebound, who can assist, who can score. I'm always going to like favor that person. But like to your point, I felt like the reason why I would give like I guess to go on my side of Jaylen Brown is I feel like the first 2 games it was Jaylen Brown's show. You know what I'm saying? And I do kind of think like the series is pretty much over in the first 2 games. Period. Like so, Jason Tatum helped get Game 3. I feel like he did. He probably would deserve it over. But I think he had a big shot in game. I think Brown had a big shot in Game 3 too, though. But Jason Tatum, to me, Game 3 and Game 5 you can make the argument he outplayed Jaylen Brown. So it's a hard one. It's a hard one to really decipher who deserves it over the other, because I do think that like it was. I'm gonna be real, because Jaylen Brown said it best when Slim asked him the question about the MVP. And he said, like, this is a team effort. And I do feel like you could have gave that award to multiple people in that starting 5. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Multiple people. Even White could have had an argument of getting it, like an argument, because he played his butt off too, just defensively and offensively speaking. So, if you look at the way that Andre Iguodala got MVP over Steph Curry, you can make the argument here in this series that Drew Holiday could have got it because of what he was doing offensively and defensively. And he set the tone. Real talk, he's the one who set the tone in the closeout game.
For me, numbers don't always speak to most valuable.
Yes.
It's like that with the regular season award, and I feel like Jaylen Brown was the most valuable asset. I think he's the tone setter. Derek White is also a tone setter. But to be honest with you, if Tatum got it, I wouldn't have been mad either. Yeah. That's how close it was. I am a little biased when it comes to Jaylen Brown because I think of, again, how he sets the tone for that team and how I think Jason Tatum feeds off that. If Jaylen Brown doesn't have it going, Jason Tatum might struggle as well, because again, he looks to him as a leader. He's only a year older, but he has more of a maturity about him in terms of his game and all. And then in boxing, sometimes some people say, look, this guy outlanded this guy. He landed a higher percentage, but if you look at the rounds, more impactful shots and stuff like that. So that's what it kind of reminds me of. But I wouldn't have no issue either way. I think there's been no serious argument that Tatum.
Yeah, that's why.
And Tatum, I think it'll motivate Tatum to get even better next season, which is scary. And he has the ability and the focus and that Kobe-esque drive to do so. So I think it's a good thing for both of them.
Yeah, but that's like that. That's when you say that. That's why I kind of lean to Drew. Like what you said, like when you say that, like I feel like Drew set the tone. Drew played defense. Drew is a leader on the squad. Probably Drew is the leader on the squad. Drew and Horford are true leaders on the squad. Yeah. Like when you don't look at stats, that's why I would like you use that boxing terminology, like who set the tone. Like I want folks to watch the beginning of Game 5. Who set the tone for real? Like Drew set the tone. Drew had the first 6 points. Like Drew set the tone in the closeout game. I think Drew is the one for Drew had the best. Drew was Game 2. Drew had 26. Was Game 2? Drew had 26 points. like Drew to me set the tone in this series to a certain extent. I just feel like, to your point, Ray, like it can went either way with the two. I think people are trying to talk between the two, but if you're not really looking at stats and just looking at ball, you can make the argument that Drew Holiday was the MVP of the other finals.
Drew was efficient too.
Yeah, he was efficient. He was very efficient. The other dudes weren't as efficient.
My bad.
You go. What you put right here?
Yeah. I mean, he's
Taj
a harder team. I totally agree.
Oh, hold on, bro. My bad. Go ahead. I think Tatum is a victim of how easy he makes the game look. So it looks like he isn't playing hard. While I agree with y'all comments on Brown and Holiday as a coach, I'm trying to stop Tatum first. Yeah, I think they do that. I think I will agree with that, Taj, that defenses scheme out to stop Tatum first. I think because Gilbert Arenas said it too, and I kind of agree with that. But I will say that I do that. I think they try to scheme out Brown too. I think Brown makes it look easy too. I don't want to make it seem like he doesn't. I feel like my issue with Jason Tatum is I feel like he settles too much. Where I like Brown is that he's a go-getter. Like he go get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like his mentality is different. But I'm not a fan of pinning them against each other. That's why I'm like, these two dudes, they both deserved it. They both play hard. I feel like these two dudes together are going to be a problem in the NBA for a long time.
I'll say this to compare it to Washington, since we are a DMV show.
Yeah.
When there was the same kind of discussion around Wall and Bill, and me and you were on the Wall side, right?
Yeah.
When Bill was out, the Wizards continued to do their thing.
Yeah.
When Wall rolled out, we saw what happened.
Exactly.
In my eyes, while Tatum definitely is the most talented, hands down, Jaylen Brown, when Tatum's out, Jaylen Brown continues to have that same killer instinct, and he goes hard. I mean, he goes hard.
Yeah, but they both still win though when either was out though. Like it's a little different. Like they are valued. I feel
we
like
have to see the numbers. Yeah,
I see them. I think he's still like Tatum. They still ball when Tatum's out. It's definitely different from Wall and Bill. I'll say that much. It's different from Wall and Bill.
You think Wall was a level above Bill, right?
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay.
And
in this case, it's more
a little even. It's a little more even. Like they both have impact. They both have winning impact. That's why I'm not that person. I don't pin them against each other. Like I truly try not to, because I do see the value.
It's a good discussion. Yeah.
I really see the value in both of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
I see the value in both of them.
That's how you win, man. Duos, man.
Yeah,
that's how you win.
They're real. They're real. When they play together, I want this to be like when they play together, they are a real duo, like a real winning duo. Bill has an overrated player period.
He's an overrated
player period. And Bill's thing. We talking about say it again, Taj? What you mean by that?
I don't know. But I think that right now they kind of put the whole narrative to bed that one is better than the other and that they're just amazing together. So it don't matter.
It's amazing together. They're amazing together.
I think people have higher expectations for Tatum, which makes
that's the thing.
For him.
That's the thing.
It makes it a little more complicated for him. But Tatum is, we know Tatum.
Well, I'm gonna keep it.
I've been a Tatum fan. I thought he's supposed to be number one that game came out.
I
know. Since high school. I've liked this game. I just love the way Brown plays the game. I mean,
I agree with you. That's what the thing about. I think the issue with Tatum that I have with Tatum. It's like, all right, we just talking about skill sets, right? Like Tatum's skill set is better than Brown's. Like skill set, it's better. Like offensive skill set. I mean, just what he can do and his height and everything. He's just a better offensively that like compared to Brown. But that doesn't always translate in terms of being a better offensive player because of like the mentality. Because Brown's mentality is something totally different. What did he say?
He said, "Where's Bill and his hand-picked reporter?" It's amazing how he disappeared. Another topic. Sorry. I ain't calling no names. I ain't saying no. I'm not saying nothing. But
who is he talking about?
Put that on that. Hey,
who is he talking about?
If you want to put the name on there, Taj, you can, bro.
Who are you talking about? There's a particular reporter.
Were you still covering when Bill was there, or he was gone by the time you stayed? No, you covered 1 year with Bill, right?
Yeah, okay. I did.
I covered when Bill and Wall were there. So
yeah, I did too. I covered both of them were there.
Yeah. So
I did.
Bill was cool though. Bill was
he's not
Bill
cool,
and Wall
dude.
were cool.
He said, he said, Will was overrated, but Bill was overrated, but that Supermax exaggerates how
both
great
of them got bad contracts. From
man, Wall just got hurt. Wall was good. He got hurt.
from Ernie and what's his name, Tommy. Nah, but once he got hurt out, I don't know if he should have got that. Once
Well,
Wall
put the
got
name
hurt,
out there. I need to know who this is, man. I ain't gonna hold you. I need to know who this is.
We won't. Well, yeah, I won't put it.
I ain't gonna tweet it. I just want to know his comment. I'm not gonna post it out there. Just put it out there, and I'll just laugh. I'll just laugh.
Yeah, we gotta have some more Wiz discussions because the Wiz, they might win that in-season tournament like the Lakers did last season. Maybe that'd be their ceiling. The in-season tournament. What did that play? NBA is wild. NBA finals.
Hey, relax.
As
Relax.
As much as we talk about the finals, though, this was one of the worst viewership rating numbers, whatever you want to call it.
It wasn't exciting. Because it was dominating. That's the problem. It was dominating. It was the least competitive finals I've seen in a while.
Since like maybe Lakers, not Lakers Philly, but Lakers Pacers. No, what's a better example? Because Lakers,
I don't even know. I felt like you had the Bucks and Suns was competitive. They were all like, I guess Miami. No, Miami wasn't that competitive. They played hard, but it wasn't competitive. So
yeah, against Denver. No, so they've had duds 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row. Yeah. They played, you know what? 2 years in a row.
That kind of sucks, bro. Because if you think of like an exciting 4-1 series, you know what you think of? Like Spreewell's Knicks, Allen Houston going against the Spurs.
Facts.
Like that series.
You saw the grit.
Well played.
Yeah, you saw the grit.
It was still 4-1 because Duncan and Robinson were that real.
Yeah.
And Ginobili, like that fundamentally sound squad, but the like tougher team that always brought the energy made it fun to watch.
Facts. Oh yeah, he's my man.
The whole production.
Yeah,
I mean,
on ESPN.
We might be getting NBC back, Paul.
ESPN is terrible. Like ESPN is terrible, bro. Like
a lot of people don't like Doris Burke, to be real, bro. I'm gonna be
real. They don't like her. I like Doris.
I know you like Doris.
I like
Van Gundy.
I like they're way better. Like that's the dream team. Like they messed that up. I don't like Stephen A. Smith, Wilbon, and I think they're horrible. Malik and Andrews, all of them. I think they're horrible. Sorry, I'll put out names. I don't care. I think they're horrible. They need to not do basketball games. Stephen A. Smith.
What sport is he gonna do? Because boxing, I can't watch it. I see clips of it and I get annoyed by looking at it. I don't watch ESPN because of that.
I don't watch ESPN anymore. Like I didn't watch box. I would tape the games, the finals. I'll tape it and I'll just fast forward. I don't even want to care about the pregame. Like the pregame halftime show. I fast forward through them.
I never watched.
I can't watch. I can't watch them.
They took Jalen off. They took the people actually good. They got rid of. Again, it's crazy, but they're gonna work on that.
I ain't gonna lie. Can you listen to Wilbon?
Not as part of a halftime show. Obviously, I'm biased because I like Wilbon the Sports Reporters. I like them.
I like them as sports reporters. Yes.
Yeah, Stephen A. is wild, bro. You got it. Stephen A. is crazy. He is crazy.
He is insane.
He's got that complex, unfortunately.
He does, man. He does.
And it's all because he wants to go late night. Yeah. He really thinks he's gonna be Jimmy Kimmel, and he wants to leave at least ESPN, maybe not Disney and the ABC parent company.
It's just wild, man. Like I remember seeing this dude on one of George Michael's shows, and
it is what it is. We let it
go,
but we do need a better product though. Put it that way, no doubt.
We definitely do. But yeah, this has been dope, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hey, subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Tune in and iHeartRadio. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. Also follow us on X at Urban Sports Scene, IG at Urban Sports Scene, and like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. And if you are watching this on YouTube, subscribe to our Urban Sports and YouTube channel right now. Hit that red subscribe button. We try and get to 700. We getting there. We close. So if y'all on YouTube right now, hit that red subscribe button. Get us closer to 700. And also, if you're watching this video, like this video as well. Check us out on our Urban Sports Scene website, which is www.urbansportscene.com. You can also check us out on Empire Media, which is empiremedia.com.
Sure.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in. What are you doing? You clicking all the time? Oh,
my bad. Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you, George. Hey,
my man said further hairline go back. Did I miss that one? You said that.
Yeah. I put that out there.
Hilarious, though. You're a wild boy. Hey, Taj, you're a wild boy, bro.
Hey, it's about to get real because the Commanders,
these are all right here, man. Make sure y'all subscribe. There's all of them right here, man.
the off season is getting ready to heat up, and then it's gonna be more football. It's gonna be dope shows, 100%. So continue to check in, man. Let's have these great discussions. I really appreciate everybody, all the comments, including Eric, who checked in early in the show, man, who's just been an amazing supporter, man. You know, we got love for y'all. Absolutely. And boxing too. It's coming.
Yep, it's coming. Everything's coming. You already know what time it is. Anyway, man, you've been listening to the Urban Sports Scene for ages. Yedig deuces. We out.
Peace.